My first one of the year. All right, good morning. Okay, I'm starting again because of the camera. If you guys are ever sick, you can watch this. It's on YouTube. It's linked up in Google Classroom. So what are we doing here? We're doing squares and square roots today. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, my birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Barr. Okay. All right, so to square a number, you multiply it by itself. So if I want to do 2 squared, that would be 2 times 2, which equals 4. I read this as 2 squared. If I'm writing it, you're writing it. 2 squared, 2 times 2, which equals 4. I'm going to walk through the classroom, and I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to ask you to square it. And here's the form I want. When I say 2 squared, you say 2 times 2 is 4. So let's see. Ready? 3 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 squared. No, so I'm going to start over here. So I will model it. Ganter, watch. Ganter, give me a number between 1 and 12. 8. 8 squared. 8 times 8 is 64. Give me a number. 9 times 9 is 81. Give me a number.
12.
12 times 12 is 144. You got it? If you think you're going to struggle with this, you can get out a calculator right now. If you think you can get up to 12 on your own, that's awesome.
It's big break time.
Here we go. Two squared. No. So this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Talitha,
Good job, Mom.
right? Okay. 2 squared. That's what I'm looking for. Let's try this again. 2 squared. 3 squared. 4 squared. 5 squared. Stop. Good. 6 squared. 7 squared.
7 times 7 is 49.
8 squared.
8 times 8 is 64.
9 squared.
9 times 9 is 81.
10 squared.
10 times 10 is 100.
11 squared.
11 times 11 is 121.
12 squared.
12 times 12 is 144.
That's right. 121. 1 squared.
1 times 1 is 1.
2 squared.
2 times 2 is 4.
3 squared.
3 times 3 is 9.
4 squared. 5 squared. 6 squared.
6 times 6 is 36.
7 squared.
7 times 7 is 48.
8 squared.
8 times 8.
Calculator then. 9 squared.
9 times 9 is 100.
10 squared.
10 times
11 squared.
11 times 11 is 120.
12 squared. It's all right, man. Stay with me.
12 times 12 is 144.
These have to be automatic. Just boom, boom. We should know our squares probably up to 15, but right now we're just doing up to 12. So that's how our squares work. I want 1 through 12 in your notes squared. So 1 squared, 2 squared, in your notes right here. Write down a table of 1 to 12 squared in your notes. Sam, do you have your forms signed? Beg pardon?
No.
No. All right. This is an expectation for my class. Do you need any of the forms again?
No, I still got them.
Okay. Alright. 2 squared. 3 squared.
3 times 3 is 6. Or no.
5 squared.
5 times 5 is 25.
8 squared.
8 times 8 is 60.
9 squared.
9 times 9 is 92.
Nope. 9 squared. 10 squared.
10 times 10 is
11 squared.
11 times 11 is 100.
12 squared.
12 times 12 is 144.
5 squared.
5 times 5 is 25.
6 squared.
6 times 6 is 36.
8 squared. 8 squared. 9 squared.
9 times 9 is 81.
12 squared.
12 times
6 squared.
6 times 6 is 36.
7 squared.
7 times 7 is 49.
9 squared.
9 times 9 is 81.
4 squared.
4 times 4 equals 16.
16. 3 squared.
3 times 3 is
9 squared.
9 times 9 is 81.
7 squared.
7 times 7 is
8 squared.
8 times 8 is 60.
Awesome. Those are the squares.
Uno.
Now, we're going to do square roots. In your notes, square roots are backwards squares. They undo a square. So if I have the square root of 4, well, what times what makes a 4? Sam?
2.
2. So the square root of 4 is 2. This is square root of 4. That's how I read that. This is the square root of 4. It undoes a square. All right, Dakota, what's 5 squared? 5 squared. Say 5 times 5 is?
5 times 5 is 25.
Good, so what's the square root of 25? 5. What's 6 there? It's clicking. What's 6 squared?
6 times 6 is 36. and
So what's the square root of 36?
3. Wait.
Oh. Hey, please. So this class, twice I've had people give me incorrect answers. Twice this class has decided to laugh. That's not the correct response. The correct response is just to sit there respectfully. Cool? We are all going to be making errors, and that is okay. So please, let's dial in that trait isn't going to happen in my class. Just listen. When I laugh, you get to laugh. How about that? All right. Done. So what is 6 squared?
36. I mean,
And-
6 times 6 is 36.
Good. And what is the square root of 36?
12.
Just do the opposite of it. So when I have, you're gonna catch it. Let me do a couple other people, you're gonna be there. All right. What is 5 squared? 5. 5 times 5 is?
Oh, 5 times 5 is 25.
So what is the square root of 25?
5.
Perfect. What is 6 squared?
6 times 6 is 36.
So what's the square root of 36? 6. What's 4 squared?
4 times 4 is 16.
So what's the square root of 16?
4.
What's 5 squared?
5 times 5 is 25.
So what's the square root of 25? 5. What's 8 squared?
8 times 8 is
So what's the square root of 64?
8.
What's 7 squared?
7 times 7 is 49.
So what's the square root of 49?
7.
What's 9 squared?
So 9 times 9 is 81.
So what's the square root of 81?
9.
Perfect. What's 10 squared?
10 times 10 is 100.
So what's the square root of 100?
10.
10. What's 6 squared?
6 times 6 is 36.
So what's the square root of 36?
6.
What's 11 squared?
11 times 11 is 100.
So what's the square root of 121? What's 12 squared?
12 times 12 is 144.
So what's the square root of 144? That's how square roots work. They are the opposite of the square. So in your notes, write down on your notes the first 12 square roots. Let's just do them quickly. Square root of 1, just say it.
1.
Square root of 4.
2.
Square root of 9.
3.
Square root of 16.
4.
Square root of 25.
5.
Stop. Michael, how do you know the square root of 25 is 5?
Because it wasn't there, the opposite, square roots are the back, are backwards of squares, and square.
Say this, ready? Because 5 times 5 is
It's 25.
good. Okay, what's this? Square root of 36?
6.
Square root of 49?
7.
Square root of 64?
8.
How do you know it's 8?
Because 8 times 8 is 64.
Because 8 times 8 is 64. That's how I know it works. What's the square root of 81?
9.
What's the square root of 100?
100.
Square root of 121?
11.
11. Back there, Hungerford, how do you know it's 11?
Because 11 times 11 equals 121.
Perfect. And this one?
12.
And how do you know it's 12?
Because 12 times 12 is
Perfect. They're the opposites of squares. Get those into your notes. Good. Square root of 1, square root of 2. Braden. Braden? Gotcha. What was your sister's name?
I don't have a sister.
All right. That is the correct answer. All right. I'm going to come by. I'm going to give you a square root, and you're going to tell me what it is. You don't have to do any 2 times 2 type of stuff. Just give me the square root. Here we go. 49. 81. 100. 4. 9. Square. Sorry, I should say square root of 9.
3.
Okay. Square root of 16. I have the next game after this. Square root of 81.
9.
Square root of 100.
10.
Square root of 4. Square root of 9.
3.
Square root of 36.
6.
Square root of 25.
5.
Square root of 49.
7.
Square root of 36, right here. Square root of 36.
6.
Square root of 9.
3.
Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 64. 8. Square root of 100. 100 square root of 121. Square root of 144. Square root of 169. 12. 13, good. Square root of 25. Square root of 4.
2.
Now I'm going to mix it up. You have to listen for the language. I'm going to say square or square root. All right. Here we go.
If only I knew this yesterday before I
10 squared.
100. Well, I mean, 10 times 100.
Okay. I don't. You don't do the 10 times 10 thing. You just want to give me a number. 7 squared. Square root of 36. Square root of 49. Square root of 4. 4 squared.
16.
9 squared.
81.
Square root of 49.
7.
Square root of 16.
4.
4 squared. Square root of 121. 8 squared. Square root of 16. 4. Square root of 4.
2.
Square root of 1.
1.
8 squared.
64.
9 squared.
89.
Square root of 9. Square root of 81. 11 squared. Square root of 12. You know what? I said it wrong. I said square root of 12, which should actually be some number that you don't know. Square root of 12 is going to be approximately 3 something. 12 squared. Perfect. I messed it up. You did fine. And square root of 1.
1.
1 squared.
1.
Square root of 1.
1.
1 squared.
1.
2 squared.
1.
No.
Oh, wait, no.
2 squared is 4. Okay. I got you there. We're going to add one extra thing to this today, and it's the square root of negatives.
Spooky.
Don't worry about it.
I like these.
If there's a negative in front of the square root, your answer is negative. That's it. So let's put it right here.
Same thing. It's the same thing. Oh, it's related.
In your notes, square root of negatives. Actually, that's not right. It's negative square roots. I'm writing it down wrong. It's negative square roots. Square root of negatives is a different topic. Negative square roots. Negative square roots. So what's the square root of 9? Anyone? Go for it.
3.
Perfect. What's this though? What's negative square root of 9? Cameron again?
Negative 3.
Ooh. Spooky, that's the right word for it. So I'm going to add a new math symbol up here for you also. How about this? What's plus minus the square root of 9? Go for it.
Positive 3 and negative 3.
Yes, it's positive 3 and negative 3. It actually becomes 2 answers. Have you seen that plus minus thing before?
I've seen it, but I just don't know how to use it.
It just means it's 2 things at once. It's saying, hey, what about the positive and the negative? So if I have plus minus 8, that means positive 8 and negative 8 at the same time. Not at the same time. It means it actually splits into 2 numbers.
So then would that just be zeros?
If you did, but you're not having to. All right, 5-second count for questions. How did you know that?
Homework.
Homework? Did you already? Oh, did I have it on the homework?
Uh-huh.
I did. How clever. Such a clever instructor. 5-second count for questions. Any questions out there about anything? 1, 2, 3. Cameron.
About the minus and the plus, does it only work for square roots?
It works in anything. So I could actually have a number. Here's a good question. Let's go with 8 plus or minus 3. This actually becomes 11 and 5.
Okay, that makes sense. That's really.
Oh, okay.
Think about it.
You're adding.
Subtract 3 and adding.
Right? And this is a real for true mathematical symbol there. We use that one. Yes.
Why would it be like plus and minus? Why couldn't it just be like a negative and then you're adding a plus, so it would just turn out
So,
to be 3? Like for 9 and 3.
right. Are we talking here or there?
To the right.
This over here.
Yeah, like the plus and the negative. Why couldn't it just end up being like a negative or just a plus?
Well,
Why does that have to be plus?
So what's the square root of 9?
3.
Here, what's negative square root of 9?
Negative 3.
So this is saying, instead of writing the thing twice, this is letting me write it all in one thing. This is saying, hey, what's the square root of 9 and what's negative square root of 9? It's a shorthand. It's a way of making it easier and quicker for me to write. Yes, Hungerford.
So it's just a way of, like if it's on a math question or anything on a test, would it just be if it's asking for the negative and
It's
positive square root?
That's exactly what it's asking. Hey, it's saying what's the positive square root and what's the negative square root.
Okay.
That's what this is saying. It's saying, hey, what's the positive square root and the negative square root? And this is asking, hey, what's 8 plus 3? What's 8 minus 3? It's just a shorthand way of writing it. Yes, Mark.
Okay, is there a difference between the negative square root of 9 and the square root of negative 9?
Yes, so this is beyond our class, but this is something totally different.
Okay.
And we're not doing that.
Okay.
You'll get into this in high school. What we're doing is putting a negative in front of the radical, in front of the square root. This is putting a negative inside of the square root. We're not doing that. Right, hey. There are 2 places to figure out what the homework is. One place is right below the sloth. If you go, or right next to the sloth. Can you open up the file that's right next to the sloth? Or right below it? Good, 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 good. I'm looking around, good. Nice. It's 10 minutes on each or 100 on each. So if you get one of them to 100, you need to stop, go to the next one. Get to 100, stop, go to the next one.
What if you get to 80 instead?
Then stop. Now, I want you to get into the middle school homework file for week 2. Notice that there's a link in Google Classroom for it. Perfect. Good. Get into the school's homework file for week 2. Good. Hi, it's Mike. Okay. Okay, give me just one moment. Let me talk to my class for a moment. Okay, you guys start on the homework thing. Got it? You know the 3 things. get it to either 100 or 10 minutes.
I should give that one last.
I want you to start, look at tomorrow night's homework and start on that one.
Alright.
Okay, now I can work. He seems to be receiving good care, and I don't have any questions, comments, or things like that. So I think we're good. All right, you're welcome. Have a good day. Bye. Okay. Cool? Yeah. So, Lorraine, makes sense, Kate? What's tomorrow night's homework?
Tomorrow night's homework is 3rd grade G20, 8th grade F15, and F16.
That feels like tonight's homework.
Yeah, I did tonight's homework yesterday on accident.
That's cool. What's tomorrow night? Go into the homework file. You can see what I'm going to assign tomorrow, and you can work on that.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Is it possible to get all our weekly work done?
Absolutely. You want to work ahead, that's fine. If you want to work ahead, get all the homework done, and then take the test on Friday, you tell me. You just have to get all the homework done ahead of time.
I think I can do this.
If you want to, you got to give me notice though, because I won't be ready to test you if you don't give me a day's notice.
I can notify you.
And when I mean notify, it means come and talk to me, not just email me.
Okay. Oh.
All right, and that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.